Republic of Pirates. Is it worth buying? This is my review after completing the campaign in the hard mode. Because yes, you do have a campaign and a free play mode, but do note that in the free play there's actually only 2 other maps on top of the campaign maps. So it's not that much different choices or replayability, let's say. What is Republic of Pirates? It is basically Anno, but simpler and with a bit more of RTS. Similar to Anno, you're going to have multiple islands, and each of those islands is going to have different fertilities. Each of these islands also has very limited space, so you have to be a bit smart in your logistics and city management. You have to manage your resources, but also money, right? You need to make sure that you're making enough money and not get bankrupt. There is also multiple factions of traders and of AIs. But the one big difference is that while the workforce of your population is still bound to each island, the resources are not. So contrary to Anno, you don't need to transport, the resources you produce on this island to all the other islands. This is done automatically. So your, logistic management, let's say, is a lot simpler. There is still a lot of production chains. You can see these are only the need resource, then there's the wants, the amenities or services, constructions, seafaring. So there's still a lot of complexity. There's still a lot of production chains that are interconnected and also very limited raw resources. These are the deposits you can see over here, like the dry herbs or the salt. Or in other islands, you can have your clay, for example, or others. These ones are very limited, so you have to choose what are you going to use them for. So yes, it's Anno, but simpler. If you felt that Anno was too complex, this may be great for you. On top of this, there's definitely a lot more RTS than in Anno. The campaign story is pretty nice, not extraordinary, but it still supports well with tutorial nature if you wish. It took me, I think, around 15 hours to complete in the hardest mode on my first try, so it's definitely not the hardest if you know your way around, this type of games. Don't hesitate to check, by the way, in the video description below for the full playlist if you want to see that let's play. The music also is pretty great, I felt. Maybe it's because it's pirate music and I loved it. But yeah, it's pretty good. I do have to say that sometimes it's annoying that it's the same music coming every time you click on the building or on the boat, but apart from that, it's just good. There's multiple types of ships. Actually, there's a normal shipyard and even an advanced shipyard. So you can see over here, for example, we have the man of war and the gallon. Here we have how many? 6 different ones, right? From a very small cog to a frigate. So there's quite a few there in terms of also complexity. And there's a small mechanic that to actually build a ship, you need a captain. So you see over here, I have a captain, man Michael. I need to assign him to here. And to get new captains, you need to buy captains in the captain is in, and you have a limit. Right now, my total limit is 15 captains, so I couldn't get more than this. Obviously, each of the ships are different in terms of firepower, health, etc. But also the captain brings a bit of this RPG element because it is going to have a level. Right now, it's a level 2. And based on this level, it's also going to bring bonuses. And as I said, it's RPG in the sense that each battle you do, you're going to increase, the power of your ship. So for example, this one over here, you can see this is a level 13, right? This one over here is a level 28, and it's actually a legendary pirate captain. So it brings pretty good bonuses. One thing that I did hate it, to be honest, is you can't take the captain out of the ship and put it into another ship. I don't understand why, but anyway. Diplomacy, as I said, there's multiple factions. It's goodish. I think I like the fact that there is different types. There's some that are more kind of merchants, some that are pure pirates. You can do different things with them. So for example, if you're not friends with them, they will usually ask you for a demand. They will demand something, and if you don't do it, then they're going to become hostile. Versus when you become friendly with them, they will usually more kind of offer trades. You can trade with no problem. And also for those big traders, the British, the French, and the Spanish, if you are friends with them, you can request their assistance when you're being attacked, either by one of their competitors or by some of the pirates. On the other hand, for the pirates, you can see right now I've killed all 3, so you can actually even kill them. The pirates, they tend to more kind of want to fight all the time. But yeah, there's this concept over here of, do you want to fight a lot? Do you want to try to make friends? I did find that it was quickly becoming a bit of a non-issue where most of them were just my friend, even in this hard difficulty. So I think there's some balancing that could have been done there. Talking about balancing, I think the polishing is not fully there. Obviously, it's not a AAA game, even in the price, but also, I think the zoom is not as close as in Anno. Anno is maybe one more zoom. So that's one thing to note. The texture, the graphics are not bad, but the texture are maybe also one level, worse than Anno, let's say. The voices in diplomacy are pretty much always the same. The production tab is also pretty basic. So if you see over here, you have all of my resources. I think that UI works pretty well. But if I look over here at the actual production tab, so Control Q in Anno, this is very basic. As soon as you're full, they're going to stop, and then it's not going to be counted here. So it's very hard to know, are you producing enough or not? Also, you don't have kind of the long-term view of all of it. So it's helpful, but it's not good enough, compared to Anno, let's say. Similarly, I think there's some balancing that should be done in the cost of some buildings, like some of those defensive towers, they cost like an arm for just one tower. It's a bit too much. Or some of the buildings, the production times, are a bit too long versus some of those production times, production costs, sorry. The warehouse, right? Like you're going to build, where's that warehouse already? Is it in construction? Infrastructure, yeah. You have this warehouse that's going to cost you quite a bit, but it's just going, and also a lot of space, as you can see, but it also only increase your material capacity by 5. So you start with, what was it? I think it's 40, and now you saw I moved it all the way to 70 by building a couple of these, but it's only 70, it's only by 5, it's not that much. Let me show you quickly some of these RTS. So taking some of my ships. Oh, there was a battle over here, probably mine. So you can see we're gonna have different powers also, and obviously these were very small ships, so let me find some bigger ones, and my fleet is, end game base fleet type of things, but yeah, over here we'll see some stronger ones. So you have some powers that you can use. Sometimes your ships are turning a bit strangely, but overall it's pretty good. It definitely does add more interesting elements to the game. So again, to be clear, I'm not saying that the game is broken like Cyberpunk or City Skyline 2 at launch, right? But I do think the polishing is not 100% there. It is good to see though that they have continued already to patch the game after release. So there's some new quality of life, there's some of the bugs that are being corrected. I could see the game becoming even better in the future. So all in all, if you're an Anno fan, if you like pirates, in particular if you felt that Anno was a bit too hard for you, I think this is perfect. Like, you're gonna have a great time. On the other hand, if you actually think that Anno is not hard enough and you prefer, workers and resources Soviet Republic, then it's probably way too easy for you. On the other hand, also, I don't think there's tons of replayability, right? As I said, the campaign took me around 15 hours in the hardest difficulties. I don't really have, reason to restart it. And the sandbox only has 2 maps right now. If we could get, mod support to create new maps, then that would definitely be great for replayability. So in conclusion, I think if you can get it at a discount, for example, using my sponsor link in the video description below in Instant Gaming, where you can get 50% off the price, then I think you should buy it. But on the other hand, at full price, maybe wait for a sale. I do hope this quick review was useful. Don't hesitate to check in the video description below for my full playlist. And I'm also going to release very soon a top 10 tips video for it. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.